welcome back all of you once again. It's Top Notch. Well, every time we bring you a top notch, that means that he excelled in his own career. Well, today we have a special guest, and right now, after this, we will be back to tell you who is going to be the guest of today, or who is the top notch of this week.
My basis in childhood really was affected mainly by being in a countryside of Al-Fayoum, and my father, my late father, was very interested in theater, and he did lots of work for Shakespeare and John Steinbeck and Yusuf Idris. Also, I used to read a lot, mainly in the Arabic textbooks, so this affected me very much in my intentions and my abilities to relate to both medicine and literature. Psychodrama is a technique used widely in the whole wide world, mainly in America and Europe, and I have learned it in Oxford, but I used various new techniques since I came to Egypt, as there is different matrix and different culture, and I have been using it for the treatment of addiction with Caritas Association, and we were able to personalize the effects of addiction, like death, being in prison, or being in a mental institute the rest of your life. And we have high emotions. We were able to mix people who don't have symptoms with people who are psychologically ill. Brief about film Doctor in Countryside, or Tabib fil Aryaf. I was graduated from Ain Shams University and finished as an activist and as a writer. I wanted to help the people of Egypt as a doctor, and then I went to serve in Amariya Sharqiya and Hajj Gandil, and there was no enough medication for the people, and I used to concentrate on helping people in their fields and go to vaccinate children in their houses, and used lots of techniques and lots of, and wrote all of them. Since then, Director Khairi Bshara put his hands on my writings from the Ministry of Health, the countryside service sector, and Fuad Muhyiddin was the minister of that health service at that time, and Khairi Bshara stayed with his crews for about 1 week and did the film. The film won 16 awards. Most important of them is the Catholic Center in Cairo one, and the International Student Union in Leipzig in 1976. I don't think that psychiatry came before art or literature, because since I was a student in the secondary school, and I loved arts, and what Hussein Abdelalim, who's a writer from Al-Fayoum, said that art and literature makes me a good psychiatrist and not the opposite. And being a good psychiatrist is to be able to see behind barriers and to see the person who comes to you in full text. I think when I was young, my ability to write short stories and to write poems made me sensitive to people. And when I choose psychiatry and psychoanalysis, I was able to polish my talent as a writer. However, nowadays I don't write too many short stories, but I invest most of my time in writing in medicine, simplifying psychiatric problems, and writing in political psychology as well. Psychoeducation, or helping people to know in very simplified, plain English how to cope and understand the nature of mental illness, is very important. And mental illness or psychiatry is not an obscure, major problem. It is something, some people have it and some people don't have it. So by re-educating people, so they will help the patient will help themselves in able to understand the various problems surrounding psychological illnesses. In Egypt we have many problems related to crowdness, to pollution, and to other aspects. So if we concentrate on educating the people through the media on not mental health problems only, but on all medical problems, we will be able to avoid many things. As they say, الوقاية خير من العلاج, is to prevent better than to cure. Treatment or music therapy is very well known all over the world and used in old Iraq by Al-Mansur to help people with mental illness to recover. But I must admit that music therapy cannot treat people alone. It must be an adjunct to other measures of therapy, like pharmacotherapy and like group therapy and like psychoanalysis. In music therapy, there are tapes and there are music composed by psychologists who studied music, and this is in itself is very important. Not anyone gets any music tape from the supermarket and uses it for treating people. Also, I have been in touch with the music college in Zamalek, and where this we will be able to exchange knowledge about psychology and music and psychology. Regarding drawing, there is a psychological test called the draw test. You can use it as a diagnosis and use it as therapy. A student can draw his father as very angry with his hair scattered all over his face and distant, while his mother is smiling and smart and putting her hand is in his hand, and that her hand in his hand, and that indicates a lot. Also the different colors in different aspects, the size of the client. If we have a girl of 12 years who draws herself as very small in a whole page while her house is far away, maybe will feel insecure and feel unable to cope with lack of confidence. So both music therapy and art therapy. There are other things in art, not only drawing, is making sculpture and using wood and other things can be helpful.